Hi, welcome. My name is Teresa Herring, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here in Evanston, Illinois. And today I want to talk with you about how to find a good couples therapist. This is a question I get asked a lot by family, friends, colleagues, people who follow Centered Connections on Facebook but aren't actually located nearby in Illinois. And I'm really passionate about helping people have happy, healthy relationships. And part of that is being able to have the resources to overcome challenges. And couples therapy is fantastic at that if you have a qualified couples therapist. And only about less than 20% of therapists are actually trained in couples therapy, or at least have enough couples therapy training to be good couples therapist. So that means most therapists aren't actually qualified to help you with your marriage or relationship. So I want you to have the resources to figure out who is. So the first step is really just getting a list of therapists and going on websites and finding out who resonates with you. So people have found me by going on something like Psychology Today, which is a directory of therapists. And they found me going on the Association of Marriage and Family Therapy Therapist Locator website. They found me doing a Google search of couples therapists or marriage counselors in Evanston. They found me by getting referrals from family, friends, their individual therapist. And they've also found me, through things like Facebook as well. So all kinds of things. But there's lots of ways that you can get a list of therapists. You can also find out, from your insurance who's in network. The one thing with insurance is it really does limit who you can see. So once you get that list, you definitely want to be vetting people because there's not as many couples therapists who take insurance plans. So once you get this list and you go on these profiles and you go on the website and you kind of get an idea of who might be a good fit for you, you want to schedule a free 15-minute consultation. Most of us therapists, we offer a free 15-minute consultation because it gives us a chance to make sure that we're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us. And it's really important that clients are coming in to treat issues that we're competent in treating. And so that's a really important part of the screening process for me, as well as just making sure it's a good fit, because therapeutic fit is the biggest predictor of success in therapy. And so I always want to make sure that I am bringing people into my office who are going to be a really good fit so that we can be super successful in therapy. So once you schedule this consultation call, it's also your opportunity for you to ask questions. And if you're doing couples therapy, there's 5 questions I really want you to be asking before you schedule your appointment. And that's really to help you make sure that this therapist can actually help you with what you're bringing to work on in therapy. So the first question I want you to ask is, tell me about your training in couples therapy. Many people have a master's degree in counseling or social work or have a PsyD, but they don't have very much training in couples therapy. As I said, only less than 20% of us are trained couples therapists. So to give you an idea of what a qualified couples therapist training looks like, I want to tell you about my training. So I have gotten 12 semester-long classes in couples therapy specifically, okay? In addition to those 12 semester-long classes, I've also done about 100 hours of training in couples therapy techniques and issues. So that's a lot of training. Many people have taken a class or just maybe a workshop or something like that, and it's really not sufficient in order to be treating couples. So some people have done more training than me, some people have done less, but you really do want them to have pretty substantial training. If they don't, then that's probably not the right fit for you and your partner to be doing couples therapy. The second question I want you to ask them is, what percentage of their caseload is couples? So you want someone who is doing couples therapy pretty frequently, so it comes very naturally to them. So you want to be seeing someone that's seen at least 30% of their caseload as couples. For me, it's about 40 to 60%, depending on kind of the referrals coming in. And, I always have people who want to see me for individual therapy as well. So it's never 100% couples, but even my individual clients, a lot of it's relationship issues that they're coming in to deal with. So I'm seeing relationship dynamics all day, every day. And so couples therapy comes very naturally to me. It's really easy for me. And you want someone who feels that way. You want a therapist who feels like it's second nature to do couples therapy. The third question I want you to ask is, how long have you been treating couples, successfully treating couples? Now, the thing about this is you're looking more for the minimum than really long-term experience. There are lots of people who think, okay, I want like an older, seasoned therapist because they're going to be a better therapist. It's not necessarily true. I have had many clients who have said I'm the best therapist they've ever worked with. And they've said that when I was in my 20s, they've said that in my 30s. So that experience doesn't necessarily equate more successful outcomes, except on the minimum side. So you want to be seeing someone who's been doing couples therapy for at least 2 years. The exception for that would be if you're seeing an intern who's under supervision with a qualified couples therapist and you're seeing them at a really reduced rate. It is a great opportunity for interns to be able to learn couples therapy, and they can do a pretty good job, but you don't want to be paying full rate to someone who has been seeing couples for less than 2 years. They're just too new to it for you really to justify that kind of expense. So the fourth question I want you to ask is, have you had experience successfully treating couples with this particular issue? You're paying a therapist for their expertise. So you want a therapist who can actually help you. And if they don't have experience treating the issue that you're coming in there to treat, then it's a waste of your time and money. And so that is also another reason I really like that 15-minute consultation I have with clients, is because I can find out what they're coming in to see me for. And there are certain clients that I do refer out to a colleague because I know that they will get better treatment for that issue with a colleague than they will with me. And therapy is about you. It's about your relationship. It's not about me. It's not about my business bottom line. It's not about my pocketbook. It's about you, and I want you to get the help that you need. Then the fifth and final question I want you to ask is about their perspective on divorce. So the couples that come in to see me for marriage counseling or couples therapy, they're looking to save their relationship. They're not looking for someone who's kind of ambivalent about divorce, who's going to maybe tell them they should break up or something like that. They're coming to save their relationship and work their butt off for it. So you do want a therapist who is very pro-marriage or very pro-relationship, because you want them to be helping you fight for your relationship. You know, I do discernment counseling where I do work with couples on the brink of divorce. And so I do have about 50% of those couples do decide to split and go their separate ways. But they do so with really thinking things through, being very intentional about it, really seeking clarity, and making that decision very confidently and consciously. So, you know, even though I don't think that people are bad for divorcing, that really so many people make this decision so rashly that I want them to be able to make it and really think through, so that we're not seeing this really high divorce rate for no reason. So those are the 5 questions I want you to ask when you're vetting for a couples therapist. And if you thought this was super helpful and are like, but how am I going to remember all of this? I do have a cheat sheet for you. So just hit the link and you can get a free download of your cheat sheet for finding a good couples therapist. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm wishing you the best for your life and your relationship. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.